Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Daredevil, Born Again. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 7 of season 1 of Daredevil, Born Again. Technically season 4 of Daredevil. We finally got him back. We finally got the mask on and Fisk's mask's off. I'm pretty sure everybody said the same thing. But like what I'm excited about is kind of getting our characters finding their feet again, because Matt, I feel like, really should have really kicked Muse's ass, and even the cop when he went after him after the bank robbery, you know, he's a little rusty. And that's fine. We saved Angela. Matt is always going to save the person rather than try to get the criminal or, you know, to take somebody down. Fisk, on the other hand, I think that, like, you know, he'd probably would be blinded by his rage and would kind of forget about the person that's at risk. But him beating up Adam, apparently, you know, that's something that he does with frequency. And he gave Adam an axe. And I mean, if I'm Adam, I throw the axe and I try to run up the stairs. I don't think I'd get away necessarily. Yeah, I don't think that I would ever fight Fisk. And I know he really wasn't giving him much of a choice and that he has to. And like, Adam's kind of his plaything to like feel himself again, because there's so many things that are out of his control in the realm that he's kind of put himself in, being mayor. You know, he's got to beg for money. He can't just do the things that he wants to do. He's got to actually run it through committees, and it's all this red tape, and he can throw out ideas, but you know, like, you can't just present an idea and then have it happen. And that's really hard for him because he's always just been able to do whatever he wanted to do, however he wanted to do it. And now there's a set of rules in which he has to follow. And Matt kind of has had to do that by abiding by the law. But when he is Daredevil, he can do things his way, which is, you know, typically kicking ass, keeping people alive. Now, here's the thing. This is what I'm like. I don't want somebody who doesn't want to kill. I never want that. I never want Matt to ever take a life. But like somebody who has, and their philosophy is that they're doing the right thing. And Frank Castle, I feel like Frank kills Muse to where Matt wouldn't. And then, you know, the 60 people that Muse has killed, you know, kind of have a little bit of justice because the person that did this is gone. And Matt thinks putting that person in prison would be serving justice. And he knows that that's not really true internally, that not necessarily killing somebody either, but like, you know, Foggy being killed by Bullseye and Bullseye just sitting in a prison cell, you know, remaining alive, doesn't really give Matt like that sense of like justice fulfilled. I don't know what the right answer is. And quite frankly, that's probably why I would never be a good vigilante, is because like, I don't know what the right answer is. And I'm pretty sure I'd get it wrong a lot. And, you know, I'm curious about Heather. She's writing a book about vigilantes. I feel like in this world that's been said and done 1,000 different times. I feel like she's trying to get information. I just don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. How are you sleeping with this man like on a nightly basis and you don't see scars all over his body? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, she's got to know who he is. Don't want her anywhere near Frank Castle. The only woman that I want in his vicinity is... Look, I miss Karen. I want Karen back. I think we might get more of her now that like the original made episodes, I think, are done. Karen's the only person that one can talk to Frank and see things his way, and also talk to Matt. And she's a good intermediary. I think Heather is trouble. I think she is either sticking her nose in business she shouldn't be in, because the fact that she is, you know, the therapist to the Fisks, to Vanessa and to Wilson, and then she's Daredevil's girlfriend, and, you know, Muse came to her for help. A lot of fingers in those pies, girl. I don't know if you just have the worst luck or you're flirting with disaster. And I think it might be something that she is making happen. Now, with Vanessa, I really think she's the one that's behind Bullseye killing Foggy, unless Foggy faked his death or something. But I really think that like she's behind everything. And I mean, obviously, like with the I don't know if I want to say mob bosses, but like all of the gangs that are like encroaching territories, like I think if you let her do her thing, that stuff gets handled behind the scenes. And I'm not saying it's going to make Fisk's job any easier, but he also is finding a way to get the job done he's seeking help from people who also flirt with disaster. I would love to think that like all cops are law-abiding citizens and they do everything by the book and they have the best of intentions at heart, but there's just some that don't, and there's some that love violence and they love having power and asserting that power. And I think this group that Fisk has collected is definitely going to be disastrous because like it seems like they might thrive on being like the guy with the gun, and I hate that. I don't like that, and I think that that's going to be a problem, especially because if they are looking for Muse and Matt, as Daredevil, is looking for Muse, there's like this collision that could happen between right and wrong. And of course, police either getting hurt or killed, or, it's just a lot of this is like what's right and what's wrong. And that there's really a gray area that like we kind of all have to coexist in. And then, do I want Muse arrested? I mean, I want him off the streets. Would I want a serial killer that's already killed, 60 plus people, like someone we don't have to worry about? Yes. How do we do that? Do we put him in a jail cell? Do we put him in a padded room? Or do we put him 6 feet under? Those are all the questions. Like, what's the appropriate thing to do? I know what I would want if it were my choice. But, like what is the choice that the show is going to make? Who are they going to make out to be right? And I mean, with all of this, there's always the duality of right and wrong and who's got the best interest or who's doing the right thing and who's got the thing that's going to be the most satisfactory and satisfying to them, to other people, to the families of the people that were killed. It's all very gray. But I'm really interested in seeing Red, and I'm really interested in seeing Matt in that suit again. And I'm so excited to get Daredevil back, but also Fisk. I don't want him to kill Adam. I don't know if Adam's dead. I thought he was dead at the end of the last episode, but he might just, beat him within an inch of his life and then bring him back and do it all over again. It's like, oh, you're healed. Let me break a bone. I don't know, but I like Fisk doing Fisk things. So like actually him creating the police task force and beating up Adam, that's more of like what we're accustomed to. Him trying to be a good guy is actually really painful because like we know he's trying and it goes against his nature so much. So when he finds these little outlets to let the bad out, it's interesting to watch. And I'm excited. I think Vincent D'Onofrio does such an amazing job playing him that it's always a joy. So guys, I don't know what to expect with this episode other than maybe chasing after Muse, more Daredevil, more Fisk. Oh no, poor Adam, Heather therapizing, but also being, slightly untrustworthy behind Matt's back. I don't know what to think of her. I don't know if her and Kirsten are like cohorts in something or working with Vanessa. I don't know. I just don't trust her. And I want her to be happy. And I don't think that like happiness is only with Karen. By no means do I think that. But I don't know if he's going to fall in love and she's going to be drained of blood and painted all over the place. I don't know. I'd say paint the town red, but no, not in this case. Not in this case. So guys, I'm excited to get this episode. So let's go.
Dr. Good, I need help.
I'm sure we can work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Muse, getting full Muse. Okay.
No, politics. It's a different type of problem solving. Most of it is new to me.
And I totally forgot about Jack. And I was like, who's the guy with the sword? I did say that in my end commentary. I was like, oh, it was Jack, duh. Totally forgot.
When you look out this window, what do you see?
Starbucks. Voters.
Daniel.
A girl named Angela Del Toro was dropped off at Presbyterian late last night. Says she actually escaped from Muse. She lost a lot of blood, like 2,500 milliliters, which, I don't know, kind of sounds like a lot, but she
You don't know I don't know how much that is either.
Muse's hideout.
But how did she escape?
The girl claims she was rescued by the vigilante known as Daredevil.
Oh boy. He's going after a serial killer. Come on. He's not going after one of your goons. He's going after a serial killer. Work together.
He's back.
He is back. Like he's not gonna use him for good. He's mad. He kind of sees him as competition of being like the good guy. Oh boy. Yeah, that is some trauma, girl.
I'm here.
Did she recognize his voice though? You saved her, Matt. Yeah, I can't imagine she's not gonna see this. How does he not have, like, tons of other scars on him? Well, where'd the blood come from? There's obviously a hole that is seeping blood. Like, didn't he get, like, fully stapled, like, across his, like, abdomen or something last season? Like... Did she ask about that? Because that's not a surgical scar.
You didn't get those bruises at work.
Going for a walk. I'm having trouble sleeping. I do just occasionally bump into things. It is part of my reality.
You're beat up. Is this some sort of self-harm?
Oh, I could see why she'd think that, though. Fight Club?
To me, it feels like fake.
Oh. Why?
Fake?
Not you.
Yeah.
He feels like he's faking it.
I love you, Matt.
Oh.
I love you too.
Oh. Which is always dangerous when he says that, because she's gonna be toast. I'm glad she said something, because I was like, how could she not tell that he's, like, super troubled? But she does. She just keeps it to herself. You don't want your significant other to therapize you.
If I can figure out his pattern, I can figure out where he's going to strike next. So do me a favor. Talk to your contacts.
No.
Yeah, Cherry, it's a serial killer. Come
If you
on.
want to blow up your life again, you go ahead.
It's tough because I want him to be Daredevil, but people that care about him obviously wouldn't want him to be Daredevil.
For the sake of the city. Ha! We're talking about a man who single-handedly destroyed 10 years of business infrastructure. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
How? 10 years I built that operation. It was totally fail-proof.
I mean, most of it he was working from jail.
He went on a rampage. He tracked down all my workers, savagely beating them. He broke bones, broke spirits.
Didn't kill anyone.
I have the responsibility to protect this city from anyone who steps outside of the law.
But it's a personal vendetta. And it's not against the law to be a vigilante. It's probably not the best thing for you to do, but it's not against the law.
He had these sketches. He kept doing them.
What of? Like murals of people?
Looks like faces, right?
Faces.
Yeah. Of somebody specific? Like a therapist?
You know the rules.
The rules were worth it when you were running things. It was better then. You know that.
I mean, yeah,
See it on
she's
your
good at
face.
this.
Maybe it's time for a change.
Are you asking for my permission or my help?
That's up to you.
Oh, boy. Hi. Girl, I am worried for you.
Bastion is the only person we couldn't find.
Doesn't prove he's guilty.
No, but when we started looking into Bastion's past, we made some troubling discoveries.
Found a troubled kid.
How familiar are you with Taekwondo?
I like boxing.
Did I ever tell you I used to compete in Taekwondo?
Well, it's all lining up.
3 months after Coach Lee started training Bastion, his body showed up on the estate. Cause of death was listed as unknown, but there was never an investigation.
You
Oh,
think
boy.
Bastion killed him?
A Taekwondo master?
And all I ever wanted to be was an artist. To be the person I am now, and that's all thanks to you.
That is kind
Uh-oh.
of to say, but
I'm just the
No,
conduit.
you're the key.
Oh, calm down, buddy.
You've allowed my creativity to flourish, to soar to heights I never even imagined.
Uh-oh.
So, let's talk about homework.
No, you're not listening to me, Dr. Glenn.
Easy there, Bastion.
Does that mean you've been displaying your art?
Oh, she's putting it together.
You could say that.
Oh, he's hearing voices.
Thank you. You've done a good job.
Oh, of course, sir.
And I'll take it from here.
Meaning what? Take what from here?
Thank
Do
you,
what?
sir.
Shouldn't they go and find Bastion and question him? Like, what does he mean, I'll take it from here? She knows.
We can't hide from ourselves. It's only when we embrace who we are we can truly be free.
Tell me about that drawing.
You already know, Dr. Glenn. I can see it in your face.
You tried, girl.
And I know what you're thinking, Dr. Glenn. There's only one question on your mind right now.
Uh-huh.
Can I make it to the door in time?
Psycho. I mean, obviously we know this. Oh, God! I knew she was... I feel bad that I was doubting her. Now... She was just trying to help him.
The same confidence I give Matt, I give to you.
See, that doesn't work for me. And hiding things from one another isn't going to get us anywhere. I trust you, and I trust Matt. It'd be nice if that was a two-way street.
Yeah, the less you know, girl, the better, I think, personally. So where is Bastion gonna take her? Like, they're in his lair. Well, no, it's empty. Oh, okay. Except for Daredevil. Oh, no. That was Heather's face. Oh, God, I wish he could, like, fully see. Of course, he just said, I love you, so, like, she's going to be in peril.
Shit.
Well, you should have taken the drawings or hid them or something. Now they're going to figure it out. Or Fisk is going to see him and be like, that's my therapist. Oh, he took down her bun. That was nice of him.
Bastion, please.
Don't fucking call me that! I am Muse! Muse. Muse.
Oh, I thought he was cutting it into her body or something. I wouldn't have been surprised. Oh, no, 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 no. We need to leave her blood in her body. Jesus. What if he's draining her and Matt gets upset and is fighting Muse and then she bleeds out completely?
No, not yet.
What do you mean, not yet? What are you waiting for? What do you have planned?
What the hell is that?
Like a body canvas?
Look at you! You can't even talk to me without that insane mask on.
Is this how she should be talking to him?
A coward.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a very interesting take. Ah! Oh, good job, girl. I mean, it's not gonna help, but damn. Oh. Oh, Matt, where are you? Thank God. Oh, God. Like, I'm not buying the whole Taekwondo master thing after 3 months. I guess he did continually compete after that. I don't know. Wow, okay. No, no, no. No, no, no. Matt! Jesus! Oh, this is probably what he wanted. Oh! Oh, Heather! Oh my God! I mean, he was gonna kill her. I don't blame her.
Heather. Hey, Heather. It's over.
Like, she didn't bleed out that much. Like, they took a lot of blood from Angela. Or he took a lot of blood from Angela.
He's
Like,
dead. Secure the building.
I mean, I was thinking this is probably what he was hoping that his art would look like.
Well, like you said, it was chaotic up here. Hard to see or to tell. What we do know is that you and your men did your job. That you stopped Muse.
Yeah, no need to give Daredevil any credit, right?
There was no one else up here. Isn't that right, Sergeant North?
Yes, it is, Mr. Mayor.
Can't let people think a vigilante saved somebody's life and killed a serial killer, can we?
The task force took out Muse, not Daredevil.
Yeah, the one problem with that is it's bullshit.
You're not stupid, BB. Mayor Fisk isn't fucking around, and neither am I.
Oh God, here we go.
See, this is a carrot and a stick situation. With a very big carrot and a very big stick.
Small carrot.
And what you decide in the next few seconds will determine how totally awesome or totally shitty the rest of your life is.
Don't do it,
and I'd
BB.
be so stoked if you made the right call.
Don't do it, girl. Plus, Heather's gonna be like, no, it was Daredevil, and then I killed Muse.
I'm here.
God, he looks good in that shirt.
You killed him, Matt.
You didn't have a choice.
I don't know how you live with killing somebody, even if it's self-defense.
You know,
I know because I know you.
there was someone else there.
For a smart woman, she's incredibly dumb. It kind of irritates me.
I promised to keep our streets safe, and I delivered.
Stealing credit. Crazy smile. It's like he doesn't know how. Who's alone? She's gonna have him offed? Okay. It's not Fisk. Who did she text? Was it about Wilson? Because that would be unwise. I didn't think he'd I didn't think he'd succeed. Buck, you are quite the shot there, my friend.
Could you call Vanessa and ask her if she'd like me to bring her home some Sol Meunier?
You can't bring Sol Meunier home. That's tableside stuff. So as a setup, essentially, Vanessa set him up. Not Fisk. I keep forgetting that guy's name. You'd think that I'd try to remember. Luca. I don't, it's such an easy name. I don't know why I forget, but like she set up Luca, not that she set up Fisk. Okay, let's talk about it, shall we? So, I'm sorry. So on one hand, I feel bad that I'm like, I don't trust this girl. Like, I don't get it. She can literally see scars on this man's body. He's bleeding. Like, there's a bruise. He didn't fall from walking. You've seen him pick you up and whisk you away from a crowd of people. He's very perceptive of his surroundings. For a really intelligent woman, sometimes I just throttle and Daredevil knows your name. Sounds like Matt. I'm just saying. It really bothered me back in the day that Karen didn't see it either. So I just think it's really, really, really obvious. And especially with Cherry and, oh God, what is her name? Kirsten. With Cherry and Kirsten, she's gotta know, right? She's like, it'd be nice if you guys put me in the loop here. It'd be nice if it was a group project. And I feel her on that, and I totally get it. But I think she's also not a dummy either. I don't know. I feel like some of these women are they're not dumb. They're really, really intelligent. But then Heather figuring out that it's Muse, and I don't know how many times she's met with him, but it seems like a lot. And he's like, you're the one that's been helping me do this and share myself with the world and my art. And, she starts putting everything together. And then I was just like, I don't buy that he's a Taekwondo master. Now, here's the thing. He could have just been coached for 3 months, hated his coach, killed him, and then continued, fighting. But I feel like somebody that you put in involuntary holds, maybe don't teach them how to fight, give them a conduit like their art. But they taught a psychopath how to fight, and then that's what he did. Okay. All right. I mean, I expected him to be around a lot longer than he was. I'm a little bummed that, not that I want to see more people die, but I like to see darkness growing, and I like to see it brewing, and I like to have people I don't know, really being affected by it. And there's a fear that grows. And then, there's more pressure for, the mayor to do something. And now it's just done. And he took credit. Fisk took credit. He gave it to the task force, even though they didn't bust in through a window and nobody busted out of a window. So explain that one. Something's not stirring the Kool-Aid, Mayor Fisk. But he's going to take credit, and she said, it's funny that Heather was yelling at Muse saying hiding behind a fucking mask. And here's the thing is that she could be saying that because she knows about Matt, or she has a suspicion about Matt and she's upset that he doesn't confide in her, even though he has not been doing that until recently. So I was just kind of like, wow, she's really mad about hiding behind a mask. What is she so upset about with that? And is it just the fact that he cut her arm open and was having her bleed out? And I was I don't know what his final masterpiece was going to be, whether it was going to be the doctor's silhouette. He had been drawing her for quite some time, so he was very obsessed with her. I was I feel his plan was to have, I don't know if he was planning on killing himself per se, but I feel that might have been part of his art is I don't know, having the both of them on his canvas. That's why I wanted more of it, is because I really wanted to figure him out a little bit more. Sometimes you don't need to figure people out though. They're just, he's crazy. He's a killer. He was bleeding people out and he had to go. So what is there to figure out, Angela? He's a serial killer. Agree. When Heather killed him, I was you know what? I feel that, because if somebody tried to kill me and they died because of self-defense, I get it. But I'm also of the ilk that I don't know how you carry on knowing that you've done that. It doesn't matter if you've protected yourself. It doesn't matter necessarily. In your mind, you're still kind of reconciling that you have now taken a life. And it's not something that you just wake up and you're hey, it's a brand new day. That's a trauma that you live with for the rest of your life. And that's why I always say, I don't know if that's something that I could live with and go on and just act everything's hunky dory. I don't think anyone can, but I don't know how you continue. And I hope I never have to learn that. I hope I always get to kind of be a little bit innocent and never know any of that stuff. So I'm I feel I don't trust Heather. And then I'm oh shit, I feel bad. Oh no, Matt loves her. She's a goner. And, then it's just I'm still he said your name. Come on, you have to put it together. Well, Muse is dead. We only have 2 more episodes of this season, and I'm sure it's going to come to a head in a cliffhanger of, Fisk and Matt having it out. I'm pretty sure Vanessa set up Luca in that whole scenario. I wouldn't think that she would go against her husband. And I was just who is she texting? I'm sure she sent Luca over there. I'm sure she sent Luca that text. But I don't know why I'm stuck on this, but sole meuniere, I'm pretty sure is a tableside prepared fish. I've literally had it deboned and sauced and cut and filleted right next to my plate. And then they go bloop onto your plate. It's incredibly expensive, but if you can afford it, I had a gift card. So it was an easy pick. You always get the more expensive thing on the menu when you only have to pay a portion of it. I'm just saying. But I had a gift card. So I got it and I was like, this is fantastic, but I don't think it's something that I would want to take home and reheat. I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm stuck on that, but I'm just like, ew. But I don't know if Vanessa would have done that had she known about Adam. And we don't even know if Adam's alive. He could still be in that cell and what's his face? Buck could be, I don't know, giving him an IV to give him fluids or something. Although it seems like Buck is working for the both of them. So I think Buck to have been involved in Luca being shot, like it'd have to be something that him and that Fisk and Vanessa had talked about. So, I do think that things would be better if Vanessa were able to run things, but it kind of goes against, Fisk trying to stay clean. He's not doing a very good job with this task force. The first big win that he's had is tainted because it was actually Daredevil. Yep, you can't have a masked vigilante saving somebody's life when you're trying to get rid of masked vigilantes. I don't know where this is going. I really thought we were getting Muse for a couple more episodes, so I'm going to keep saying that I'm really bummed that that's done and over with. I really thought like maybe the finale, but I guess that just leaves the last 2 episodes for, Matt and Wilson to just have it out. It's going to be really interesting. Really interesting indeed. But guys, if you want to watch full reaction to this episode, will be available on my Patreon. In the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What did you think about losing Muse in this episode and not really getting more? Like, we got a lot of exposition of his backstory and who he is and why they think this. And I don't know if they're wrapping it up from the previous 6 episodes and they really didn't want to do that story or not. Maybe they still wanted it to be about Matt and Fisk, although I do think that it's always going to be about Matt and Fisk. Or Daredevil. I know I keep saying Matt. It's just because it's shorter. But I really thought that like they could have gone deeper and darker with it. And I think I would have enjoyed that a lot. I'm a little bummed that it didn't go there. But again, we got 2 more episodes. I don't know how they're going to end it. But what do you think? And also, what are your feelings about Heather? Because one, I like the actress. First of all, I'm always staring at her. I think she's absolutely stunning. But it seems like sometimes she's on to Matt and then other times like she's dumb to it. And then there's other times where I think that like, I'm like watching her be a therapist. I'm like, look at how smart she is. And then like, there's other times where I'm just like, how can you not see what's right in front of you? And sometimes you're too close to a situation and you just can't see it. I get that. I've been guilty of this myself, but I'm just like, explain all of your bodily injuries to me, Matthew, because like you don't like have like the wounds that he has all over his body because you stumbled and went boom. Maybe he could blame it on, the truck and going blind when he was a kid and like the accident. Maybe, but I mean, I feel like those scars are healed up on an adult body and they're not ones that like got stretched as a kid was growing. So I'm just saying I get really irritated with Heather's character. And one character that we don't really get a whole lot of, but I really am interested now in her character is BB. At first I was like, I don't really care about this, but like her relationship with Daniel, granted, like he got manipulated by her and like she was just like, you're drunk and I got information off of you and now I'm going to write a story about it. Like that sucks. But now him being like, you're going to change the story so it's not about Daredevil or you're not going to have a career at all. Like it's like, Jesus, like that took a hard turn. It's really interesting. And, him kind of taking a page out of like Fisk's book and trying to be like, this is a stick and a carrot situation. And, you probably feel like a big man in the mayor's office, drinking whatever bourbon you were drinking. But like, I don't know. I don't dig it. I don't dig it. So I'm hoping that BB like kind of goes against the grain a little bit. Like I feel like she either knows what Fisk did to her uncle or she might have a suspicion, but like her uncle like was killed because of a story he was going to run because he was trying to tell the truth. And I feel like because of that and because of her wanting to be a journalist with integrity. I don't know necessarily if she's going to fall into Fisk's trap and she's going to listen to Daniel, or she's just going to be like, screw you, it was Daredevil. You know, like it's not like she's a heavy news outlet. Like there's, I guess, newspapers or channels that like follow her to get like, you know, another point of view, but it's not like the entire world's listening to her. So I'm like, quit picking on this girl. Let her have the story. Let her do whatever she wants. Of course, that's not Fisk's way. And of course, with her last name and knowing who she is, he's going to keep even a closer eye and be harder on her about things. And like, it was also really weird with the female detective, how he's like, I'll take it from here. And I'm like, and do what? Like, you need to arrest the kid. You need to go find him. You know, you can't. What do you mean I'll take it from here? I know he means his task force, but like, she's just kind of like, okay, like, I just did all this work, like, apprehend the subject, like, go question, like she did all this footwork to figure out who this person was, and really all he cared about was like killing him and taking credit. So just it's a good show. It could be better. I'm not saying that I'm not having a good time, because I'm having a good time. But if I sit here and really think about it, like, I'm kind of irritated by some of the choices that they're making for some of the characters. I mean, again, I love anytime Matt does Matt things, anytime Daredevil is doing Daredevil things. I thoroughly appreciate it. And I love Fisk, and like, but I like him better when he's like really like being a villain. Yeah, don't love it, don't hate it. Kind of in the middle right now. I really am hoping that they nail it at the end of the season. I'm not saying it's not good. I think the problem is I watched the first 2 episodes, realized I didn't watch season 3, saw some really good fucking Daredevil, and then I'm like, oh, this is mid. Because season 3 was amazing, and I was sobbing at one point during one episode twice. I cried my eyes out really hard. You guys know which one. You know which one. But I don't know. I'm really hoping, I mean, because they were renewed for a second season already. I think they already knew they were going to do 2 seasons, that they were going to do 18 episodes, which I think if you have the story for 18 episodes, that's fantastic. So I'm hoping that our finale for now leaves us really, really wanting more, and I can really appreciate the story. And then I think the second season, without it being messed with like, you know, keeping things from the first 6 episodes because a previous showrunner, I think that might probably be what's hurting it the most, that it doesn't feel really cohesive. And like some of the character choices that they're doing are a little odd for me, but I definitely think that the next season, where it is very much laid out, planned out, you know, it is the person that is in charge and they're going to stick with it. I have a really good feeling about that. So I'm really hoping that in the next 2 episodes, they really just keep me thirsting for more. So when the next season comes out, I am dying. I am so hungry that I want Daredevil. So guys, come back here for the next episode. Really curious as to where they're going to take it. And in the meantime, I'll see ya.